Welcome back to today's video on the topic of Python basics. Still looking at simple expressions and operators, but we're ending that section today. That's a good thing about it. So finally, we're putting an end to simple expressions and operators. And the next video will be on, we're just going to do practice, just a revision on everything we've gone through on the Python basics before we move on to control flow and obviously cover the other topics as we move to the far right bottom. So that's what today's video is about. And without wasting further time, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so this is our code. And just a reminder, I'm using Python. What version am I using? I'm using 3.13. You can see it right there at the bottom of my screen. And there is 3.8 and some of the things that are that you want to know about using a version that's more recent versus a version that is a bit old is some of the cool stuff that you can do in your version, and also bug fixes, improvement, and new methods of function, inbuilt function that have been added. So that's one of the reasons why you want to keep up, at least stay not too far back, and try and keep up with the Python versions as they become more and more available. So today's video is on expression versus statement, and this one I'm just gonna read. And it, maybe you've seen already that this is an expression. This is, yes, expression produces a value while a statement perform an action. I mean, I think to me that's basically the simplest way to put it. So, and some of the other stuff you see, not all statements are expressions. Yep. For example, an assignment statement and control and flow statement, if for a while, do not produce a value and are therefore not expressions. So this is where you can differentiate, and this is kind of like everything that we've been doing before, where we spoke about a variable, we spoke about a value, we spoke about operators, adding numbers, we spoke about integers like whole number, we spoke about decimal values where we have a 3.6, for example, and we also spoke about assignment, using equal sign to assign a value to a variable. So you can see in one expression which amount to a value. Remember, expression produces a value while statement perform an action. So that's basically the difference we have. So if you 5 plus 3 will give you a value, which is then added to x. And then a statement would then be perform an action. In this case, we're using an if. If x is greater than 5, then print this value over there. So statement are not expressions, and expressions are not statement. I can't think of any other way of putting this. This is probably one of those things that you would use and never even think about it, because but at the back of your head, it's you're seeing it now. I mean, you can tell, oh wow, so when I use this is an expression. But then now when you start coding, you're not gonna write this is an expression and then it's just like second nature. You just do x equal to 5 plus 3, and then if x, you never really question those, but doesn't mean that you don't know what they are. At least you have some sort of foundation, understanding that this is a statement, and a statement performs an action. And even when you explain it to someone else, it also gives you the right terminology to use and teaching well. That's also another thing about this series, is that besides just presenting the language, or Python being a programming language that focuses mainly on learning, and uses like English words, English everyday words to in programming, it also allows us, it's also an opportunity for you to learn. I'm trying to learn the right terminology so as to communicate that to someone else whom you're teaching, because it's, and I know I haven't done justice in using the right terminology all the time, and I'm just raising awareness. But if you have opportunity to do so, learn the right words, so that when you teach someone else, you are you are not just saying, well, x equal to 5. No, no, you're actually calling what it is. See, this is an expression, and expressions produces a value, you see, and this is a statement, and the statement performs an action, you see. That to me is like kind of the right way to put it, and whoever is listening then can take the information in a more or less accurate way and teach someone else using the right terminologies, or so that's also another bonus, um, when you learn the principles or basic principles, so that when you refer to them, either we're using expressions, either we're using lambda, anonymous functions, either we're using whatever expression we've gone through in the previous videos, you know what to call them, and whatever statement we've used in the previous video, we know. Seldom you're gonna have to even think about this being a statement as you get deeper and deeper into programming and Python and all that kind of stuff. But it's good to know. It's very good to know. So let's see if we can run this code. And obviously x is greater than 5 because x has its value. That's just what it is. All right, so this is the end of this chapter. Not the end yet. The next video will go through an entire practice and put everything that we've done here into practice. So I'll come up with something, hopefully maybe a small game or logic that we can build. I'll have it in writing, and then we can build it in text and try to incorporate every single aspect of the chapter within that code, at the same time having fun building it. So that's what I have in mind. If you have a different idea, well, you can drop it in the comment section below. And yeah, until next time, keep well. Bye.